You have 5 seconds to subscribe now. Hey YouTube, it's me, Davey, your resident noob gamer, gacha player, everything in between, and welcome to the Cosmos. And today, with the release of Sparkle's trailer, the monodrama trailer, which I reacted to, and I will link that in the description down below. We are going to watch something, a preview, a character preview, a video from a respectable content creator in the gacha community, in the HSR community, Mr. Pokey. Okay, son of Tectone, that tone. Okay, so yeah, so what we're gonna watch is him trying to analyze the Sparkle character preview, which was shown or released, I think probably around 2 to 3 days like before the monodrama trailer dropped. Yeah, or I think maybe it was a week ago that it dropped. And the thing that I was referring to that that dropped 2 to 3 days ago was the Brigade Celestia trailer, which I also reacted. The first video on the channel, like the first official video, I guess, on the channel, like my series 1. Okay, so enough stalling. It's been 2 minutes. Why don't we watch the video and learn more about Sparkle, shall we? Shall we? And hit the play. Oops.
Hey guys, Mr. Pokey here, back with another video.
Hey.
And today on Pokey's Classroom, we will be taking a look at Sparkle's pre-release analysis presented by yours truly, Mr. Pokey. We definitely didn't stall for 2 hours on stream.
Definitely.
Further ado, let's begin with
Let's
begin with today's content.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. And it's time.
Alright, so
Click that.
I would love to have covered this a little bit sooner, but unfortunately, I still have Corpa, so it is what it is. But as of 9 hours ago, Sparkle's kit has been revealed to the player base. Basically, what her kit does is essentially there. It is just that she is lacking the multipliers. So we can't talk about multipliers. We can't talk about eidolons, but pretty much the general gist.
So, first off, I'm not sure if, like, I really wanna pull for Sparkle, but I am leaning towards that because I have Imbibitor Lunae in me, but I haven't really built him yet because I am stubborn and I am like, I wanna do the endgame content without him, so to speak, as a free-to-play player. Note that I am a free-to-play player, not a light spender. Free-to-play, I mint picks. Yeah. Okay, so I pick all the mints in game. Okay, I destroy all the barrels, all the destroyables, the destructibles, everything, all the mobs, defeat them one by one, 2.5 hours a day. That's me, baby. That's me. Okay, so I think, yeah, but I really wanna have another harmony unit like benched, so to speak. No. Yeah. Because her two trailers that released, is giving me the vibes that I really wanna pull her, guys. Even if I might lose the 50-50, which I won't. So stay tuned for the sparkle pulling, okay? In 6 days, guys, you will see.
Of a kit as well as her signature light cone. We can talk about it, right? So we're basically just gonna go through
pair.
So we're basically just gonna go through generally what she do, so that when we do come out with sparkles,
fair.
it will be the much more in-depth version. So look forward to that upon her banner release, right? So yep, Sparkle is our newest and first and only quantum harmony character to come with Honkai.
Yeah. So another harmony unit, which is to take note that we have Bronya, Ruan Mei, and this is gonna be the third 5-star limited character harmony unit in game. Okay, so with 4 stars like Asta, Tingyun, Yukong, Hanya, all that. Okay, so that's gonna be it, unless I am forgetting someone,
right? And before we even look at her kit, the very first thing that players have in mind is Mono Quantum is now finally going to be a thing, right? Silver Wolf.
Okay, fair. Okay, but I don't want Silver Wolf though. I don't want her.
I want her. Either use Scylla, the clearly better choice, or you can use QQ. That's gonna be up to you. Okay, guys. Honestly, I think Sparkle will work really well with QQ. But anyways, so that is one of the excitement that players has been looking forward to ever since
QQ enjoys Rise,
where essentially
QQ enjoys
the quantum weakness onto any stage, any enemy, and you will always be on element against set targets. Now, before we dive in,
now the problem with that is Mono Quantum, even if it's viable, even if you have Silver Wolf, let's say for the new players, like you started playing when the Silver Wolf rerun came out, okay? You now have Silver Wolf, you now have Scylla, and then you're gonna be most likely pulling for Sparkle. So yeah. And then in another future banner or patch, perhaps Push 1, which I think I might actually get. No. Push 1 CE1, that is, because I had her. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Moving on.
To Sparkle's kit, I just want to say a few words about Mono Quantum comp itself. Personally,
let's hear it.
Mono Quantum is gonna be an excellent comp, especially for the free-to-play new players or people that just genuinely have poor relics, especially poor.
I am free to play, but I am choosing not to do. Take note, I am choosing not to do the Mono Quantum composition. Okay, so yeah, it is what it is. So for all of you Mono Quantumers, Mono Quantum havers out there, respectfully, go F yourself, okay?
Poor crit relics where you cannot brute force your way through an off element stage in difficult content such as Memory of Chaos, Pure Fiction, or Golden Gears Storm Disaster, right?
Like someone said, just roll better, okay, on your
So
relics.
being on element is gonna be greatly beneficial to these kind of players, because
Oh,
being on
for
element,
sure.
not only do you have the reduced rest, right? You have
It
plus bar
is.
damage, which can cause witness break, which is a huge help, especially for players who are struggling to clear content. But that being
There's
said,
many
as
buffs
of this day and age,
going
it's been
on.
almost 10 months since the release of Honkai Star Rail. At this point,
Oh my god, 10 months, guys. I have been playing this game for 10 months. I'm not even joking you. Day 1 player here, by the way. Free to play. Right?
we have seen a lot of instances where we can in fact use off-element team comps to just straight up brute force our way through difficult content in Memory of Chaos and Purefiction, whatever kind of stuff, right? So do look at Sparkle with an open.
right. Yeah, brute force. That's the thing with my account. Brute force. Jing Liu will solve the problem. Bronya, Jing Liu, Ting Yun, or Pela with Fush one on the team. Hell yeah, brother.
Open mind, and don't think of it as she's only suited for example, mono quantum team comps, or she's only suited for example, QQ and Impimsa Lune because she gives us skill points. I think Sparkle as a kid, she offers a lot more than what players might think, and it's a lot more flexible.
Oh, surely. I think she's gonna be a great buffer for, you know, like, especially since I hear that Sparkle can do a lot of buffs, and the catch is she gives more skill points to the team, more than 5.
Flexible than what players might think. So with that said, let's jump into what her kit has to offer. Character preview, I ain't gonna read all that. Right? We're not here to do lore, right? I ain't gonna read all that. We're just gonna jump to the skill.
Oh, I am gonna do lore. I am gonna do lore because that's what I'm here for. Character preview story. A member of the Masked Fools, inscrutable and unscrupulous. A dangerous master of theatrics, engrossed in playing roles. A woman of countless masks and many faces. Wealth, status, power. None of this matters to Sparkle. The only thing that can lure her interest is amusement. Personal matters. Waiting. Oh wow, we seem to be crossing paths a lot lately. Where could I have been seeing you before? Can you figure it out? About self. Dream. I'm not with many talents, and having a dream isn't really my thing, but my latest goal is getting into the genius society. Yes, I want to impersonate a genius. Ha! I am itching to try. To think someone will fall for it. Chat. Masked Fools. This world's just like a big non-stop circus showcasing beasts brawling all day and night. Bears on unicycles, lions sleeping through fire hoops, monkeys juggling balls. Balls. The only thing that set us fools apart from the rest of you is we're already in on the act. Okay, so clearly, upon reading this, I can say that Sparkle is that crazy. She has this cuckoo head, like a cuckoo head. Okay, so yeah, like being member of the Masked Fools, that's very interesting enough. That faction of the cast of Starrail is very interesting. They have a lot of mystery and they're pretty much unpredictable. And with Sparkle in mind, she is unpredictable incarnate, okay? you can never really tell what she's going to do next, since she loves playing a part. She loves playing roles. And as we can see from the trailer, she is like, she has this switch on her mind, you know, to like be this type of person, this, that, be this individual. Yeah. And that's what's making me gravitate towards her character, because it's kind of very complex in it when you think about it. So let's move on, shall we?
Jumping straight into her traces, when using basic attack additionally generates energy. Now, we don't know exactly how much energy this is going to generate, but theoretically speaking, assuming that her skill still gives us back 30 energy, and her basic attack, as with any normal basic attack, gives us 20.
But how much will there, like, would she need like energy regen rope for this, you know, just to keep up, you know? Or you put her on a lot of speed? Yeah, I mean, speed for Harmony characters is normally the play.
The energy, I wouldn't assume MiHoYo to give Sparkle so much energy generation such that it exceeds a skill's energy generation, because
maybe 5%.
So I'm thinking this trace is going to be very good, and it will make her basic attack probably somewhere between 25 to 30 energy. Just guessing, right? We have no idea what it is, but I'm just guessing, because it doesn't make sense if it's more than 30 energy, right? So that's going to be that pretty useful skill if you want to use our basic attack. Next thing is crit damage boost provided by the skill will extend until the start of the wearer's next turn. Now, this
I want him to explain how this works, because I'm a noob. I don't really play for the meta, but at the same time, I kind of want to play meta, but I lack the reading comprehension, I think. Yeah, so I want someone to explain it for me.
Trace right here is basically equivalent to your Bronya's skill lasting until the unit's next turn. Keep in mind, this is not lasting 2 turns. So it will extend until the start of the wearer's next turn. It is not 2 turns, right? But 1 unit that can your Bronya. Now, this trace right here is basically equivalent to your Bronya's skill lasting until the unit's next turn. Keep in mind, this is not lasting 2 turns. So it will extend until the start of the wearer's next turn. It is not 2 turns, right? But 1 unit that can greatly benefit from this particular effect is none other than our general, Jingyuan, the Lightning Lord. Because now, his Lightning Lord actually gains the buff from the crit damage boost, and it will last all the way until Jingyuan's next turn. And he will no longer face the issue such as Bronya's skill. When after Bronya buffs Jingyuan and Jingyuan's turn goes, Lightning Lord will not gain the benefit.
I don't have Jingyuan.
It's gonna be really
I don't have Jingyuan, so he can yap. And
some other units that probably can come to your player's mind, which is basically most of the follow-up attackers, right? Your Nambi, your Clara, your Daughter Ratio. These kind of units will...
Okay. So for Clara, interesting. For Clara and Dr. Ratio, okay. That can be good. Let me wind it back so I can comprehend it once more.
Your Clara, your Daughter Ratio. These kind of units with their kits damage coming outside of their turn, specifically follow-up attacks, because they do skill with crit damage. It's gonna be really beneficial, right? So that's gonna be
right. I see now.
Trace, and you could consider running Sparkle in a follow-up team comp. I'm just putting it out there for you guys, right? Nocturne, increase all targets attack additionally.
Sparkle. Sparkle, one may One may sparkle or sparkle sparkle. Wait. So sparkle, Dr. Ratio, Topaz. Push one. Okay. So what's the talent?
Increase the attack of quantum type allies based on the number of quantum type characters in a single team. I'm gonna keep it a buck. We're gonna have to wait and see the multipliers on this, because if the multipliers is not very high, like let's just say it's like, I don't know, like 5% per quantum ally, or like even 10%.
Okay, sure.
A game-changing case, I would say. Although 40% attack would be pretty nice, it is not game-changing. Like this skill, artificial flower, it actually is game-changing, because it straight up changes how you will work Sparkle, especially against a unit with Fallout. And this is basically just attack, so I would say it's not as significant as crit damage boost. So out of this three traits of
yeah. So the most important one is this one, the almanac and artificial flower. Okay, so Nocturne, I don't know, like maybe if I use Sparkle with my Scylla, that will work. There's really nothing like value here, like numeric value on how many attack it would gain, how many percent.
Over here. Personally, I think artificial flower shows the highest potential, especially if you want to use Sparkle to be continuously using a skill. Then this trait over here is probably going to be useless if you just want to spam Sparkle skill. And we'll look into Sparkle skill later on, right?
Just use Jinliu.
So it's like right? So leveling materials, right? So you guys can start pre-farming. If you haven't, I've really pre-farmed since like goddamn, right? So go ahead and pre-farm that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And now we'll jump into a technique unreliable.
Okay. Oopsie. Pre-farming. Yep. I pre-farmed for Acheron first.
Narrator using the technique grants all allies misdirect for a certain time, will not be detected by enemies, and recovers a certain number of skill points for the team. Now, once again, we don't know exactly how many skill points can we recover from this technique. But that being said, assuming that we can use this technique without overlapping with another unit's technique, which is to say offensive technique,
color scheme is very pretty.
So we can start our battle off with more than 3 skill points or 4 skill points if you use
I love it.
So
it's so vibrant.
It's gonna be probably a really good technique. Okay, so basic attack, nothing much to say, right? Just what's the basic attack animation? Oh, she kicks them. She kicks them, chat.
Kicks.
Alright, settle down. Alright, so she kicks
Yep, you know. I like it when they kick me. I like it when she kicks me, you know.
them, and that's basically it. Anyways, talent. While Sparkle is on the battlefield, additionally increase the number of max skill points whenever an ally consumes 1 skill point or allies damage increase. This effect lasts for a certain number of turns and can stack up to a certain number of times. So,
okay, whenever an ally consumes 1 skill point, all allies' damage dealt increases. This effect lasts for a certain number of turns and can stack up to a certain number of times. I see. So, not only does she give the team 7 skill points, but she gives the team skill points when she skills. And in addition to that, the more skill points the team uses, the more damage the team dealt. Oh my god, that sounds so broken. That's a really good value, you know. So having like a bronya-esque unit is very, very valuable for free-to-play players, okay? It's not just me.
so at a glance, this talent make it seem that whenever anyone uses a skill point, you give a team-wide damage percentage buff, essentially. So it's kind of like Ranmei's skill, except that it's tied to your entire team using skill points. Also, increasing the maximum number of skill points your entire core, right? Which is going to be very crucial for Sparkle, since we do know that she generates a shit ton of skill points using her ultimate, so having a higher ceiling for skill point is going to be a natural. It's definitely going to be there. The question is whether should we be running Sparkle in a dual DPS team comp, because we do
dual DPS team comp. I wonder how it would work. Okay, let's see what he says. Okay.
Damage dealt, it increases, right? So do we use this in a dual DPS team comp scenario? Genuinely, if we are using dual DPS, so for example, it's 2 DPS for sustain,
maybe no.
I personally
but
feel
I don't know really.
Still serve this niche much better than Sparkle, specifically because when you look into a skill right here, it's gonna be targeting a single ally, which means that you can't really use this for
single ally.
You can see, right, for
okay. Crit damage boost for a single ally. So yeah, it's pretty much like Jingyuan. I was thinking of phvtuberreacts and I said Jingyuan.
The flowers, the eyes, the goldfish, she only targets black, so she can't target sample. So because of this, the most significant buff from a skill is only targeted to a single ally. Whereas for Ranmei, it's team-wide. So between Ranmei
and get this. Not only does she give crit damage boost, but this also causes the target's action to be advanced forward, which is Bronya's skill. But from what I've heard, I think the advanced forward, unlike Bronya's skill, which brings up the target unit, and this one for Sparkle, it could be 50% or maybe 75%. Again, we're not really sure since Sparkle is not live yet. Okay, so we will find out once the banner releases.
Sparkle, you can only choose one duo support, then it's probably going to be Ranmei. So players, even though you see that this is all allies damage percentage increase, I wouldn't say Sparkle's niche is in a duo DPS team comp personally, right? So that's basically it.
Yeah.
And then talking about
it's definitely hyper carry, you know.
Turns, I have no idea why they decided to use Black Swan as an example, but yeah. Also cause the target's action to be advanced forward. And then when you use ability of Zelda, she won't be able to trigger it. So this is an interesting skill because it will inevitably spark the discussion of, is this Jover for Bronya?
Bronya. Jover, is it? Is it now? Maybe. Maybe. Perhaps. In Memory of Chaos, you can have 2 quote-unquote Bronyas. You know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it for you guys. That's all I have to say. So, that's for you to decide if you want to get her.
It is basically what Bronya does, but instead of giving the target damage percentage and a whole turn, it is crit damage and some action value advance forward. Unfortunately, until we know the final values, until we know how the ultimate plays out and everything, we can't really give a definitive answer whether she.
But one thing's for sure. But one thing's for sure. Before we let him yap what he's gonna say, one thing's for sure, Sparkle is gonna be a crucial addition to your account if you don't have a Bronya yet. Oh boy, it's almost honkaistarrail anniversary and you don't have a Bronya? Oh, poor you.
That being said, action value advanced forward, crit damage buff, these two things are definitely going to be extremely powerful for any
for sure.
DPS. You would definitely
it is
not
very
run this BOT, right? You would not
very
run this or you would not run this just
good
right?
for
So
your
if we are
account.
going to be using a crit DPS with Sparkle, then chances are she's
Right.
going to be a lot more universal than you think, right? She's probably going to be,
which is a good thing, since it creates this economy in the meta of MOC, Purefiction, Golden Gears, the simuni stuff. It creates like these paths to strategize in game, you know.
slotted
You're
into
not
beyond
just
just mono
stuck
quantum team comms.
in
You can probably
one
run her beyond just Qing Xue.
team
and get into
comms,
the
okay? Yeah.
Lune, as long as your unit scales off of crit damage, action value advance forward, and the crit damage buff is ultimately going to be beneficial, which is why I say Sparkle's universal application might be more than players think. And once again, we have to wait until an official release before we can talk into this in further details, right? So that's basically that for skill. And finally, the ultimate, the hero with 1,000 face. Replenish a certain number of skill points for the team and grants all ally cipher. Each stack increase damage boost of the talent by a certain percentage, lasting for a certain number of turns.
Okay.
So now MiHoYo tried to pull a fast one, right? Like they didn't really
Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Look
at this all.
Look
at this all.
MiHoYo tried to
Look at
pull a
that.
fast one, right? Like they didn't really
It's so
reveal to us how many
pretty.
skill points should recover. But
It's so
during the
cerebral.
live trailer event, you could distinctively tell that Sparkle, upon using her ultimate, replenished 4 skill points. It was actually revealed in the trailer. So this is public.
Yep. She replenishes 4 skill points, which is a good thing for Imbibiter Lune Hoyoverse in chat. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say.
And I'm not afraid to say it outright. Sparkle's ultimate basically replenished 4 skill points, and yeah, you can just take that on note as you will, right? They probably didn't expect people to be this like, you know, attentive to details, but you know, we are in Pokkes class, so we do know that this is 4 skill points. So
4 skill points is
huge. To the ultimate question: how skill
spam the skill
is Sparkle? Because we do know that her basic attack grants us additional energy, and theoretically speaking,
grants additional
if it is
energy.
the same energy as our skill, theoretically speaking, it means that Sparkle could be as skill point positive as +7 skill points. She will just basically be an auto attacker, don't use a skill at all, and she's just there to generate us 7 skill points. Because even though she doesn't use her skill, right, she still has buffs not tied to a skill, which you can see here from the talent. Whenever any ally uses a skill point, we still get this damage percentage increase. So if players want to be extremely skill point positive, you just don't even use a skill at all.
Okay, I get it now.
7 skill points with Sparkle's ultimate.
Okay.
Assuming that Sparkle
That's really good.
up to a +7 skill point positivity, would it be worth it to sacrifice Sparkle's skill, which gives us a crit damage boost as well as a action value advance boost? Now for that, we will need to see how impactful the actual action value advance is. Exactly how much more can Sparkle enable our DPS to go forward? It's like kind of like, would you use Bronya if all she does is basic attack and ultimate? Probably not, because her greatest strength lies in her skill. So it really depends on how important it is for Sparkle's action value advance and how much it can impact our DPS's damage rotation, turn rotation, all that kind of stuff, right? So for that, we will need to see. But if we need to use Sparkle's skill like every single turn, then her skill point positivity, it drastically goes down from 7 skill points.
It's really so good on explaining all of this.
+1/+4,
I don't like
-1, -1, -1.
I'm not like him, you know.
So
when analyzing all this,
Sparkle
oh my god,
not be as skill point positive as you guys might think she is. assuming that is the case. So
Wait, why?
This ultimately brings us to the
Sure.
final question before we move on to a light cone, which is who is
the light cone.
truly Sparkle's best DPS teammate?
Best
Is it truly
DPS,
Qingxue
okay.
or even Inhibitor Lune? Or could it be a hidden pick
Jing Liu.
people haven't been thinking about? Now for that, I'll leave it up to the
Sela.
thought, and I'll leave it up to Chef to cook. I won't really yap about it that much. And for that, please stay tuned to
It's gonna be
the
Sela.
Sparkle's CN unit analysis, because I'm sure you guys would love to hear the opinions from the CN player base, right? So that is basically that for Sparkle's kit. Hope you guys enjoyed. And before we wrap up this session, let's
Jing
move on
Liu,
to our
yeah.
signature
Could be Jing Liu.
Right.
Okay.
Earthly Escapade, right?
What?
Earthly Escapade. Okay, escape. I don't know, right?
Escapade.
Increase the wearer's crit damage
Escapade,
by
bro.
32%.
Escapade. Okay. So this is S1. Okay, increases the wearer's crit damage by 32% at the start of the battle. The wearer gains mask, lasting for 3 turns. While the wearer has mask, the wearer allies have their crit rate increased by 10%, crit rate increased by 10%, and crit damage increased by 30%. And then when you skill with Sparkle, it gives the target ally, a crit damage boost. Like, oh my god, the value in that. And for every skill point the wearer recovers, so when she ults, including skill points that exceed the limit, they gain 1 stack of Radiant Flame. What is that? What's Radiant Flame? And when the wearer has 4 stacks of Radiant Flame, all the stacks are removed and they gain mask, lasting for 4 turns. Okay. At the start of the battle, okay, the mask lasts for 3 turns at the start, and then when you have mask, crit rate and crit damage increase, and then when Sparkle recovers skill points from her ult, you gain 1 stack of flame. So does this mean that you need to spam her ult? Is that what it's trying to say? So you can gain 4 stacks of flame and you can keep up the mask for 4 turns? Or maybe when you let's say the 3 turns are over and the mask is worn off. When you ult without having the mask having been over. So wait, let's say you enter the battle and then you have mask, right? And then the 3 turns is over and then you have no more mask, but then you ult, and then when you ult you gain mask again for 4 turns. But in order to gain like stacks of Radiant Flame, you need to ult because you need to recover skill points for that 4 stacks of Radiant Flame to happen, so you can gain mask again. I don't know if I'm spitting, I am just yapping, so let's hear him. Okay.
For 3 turns, all allies crit rate increased by 10% and crit damage increased by 28%. For 1 skill point,
All I can say that
They gave 1 stack of radiant flame, and upon 4 radiant
I think
flame,
this
they
is
refresh mask
very specific only for Sparkle, right?
Very bare level.
Yeah.
This light cone essentially translates to giving Sparkle a 32% crit damage boost and giving our entire team a 10% crit rate and 28% crit damage boost. They said the rarest allies have their crit rate increase, so I'm not exactly sure if the rarest allies include herself or doesn't include herself. But based on the wording of Broken Kill, based on the wording of Fleetless, it does affect the wearer.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, it should affect the wearer. Okay, I'm not wrong.
The wearer?
I'm just gonna see what happens.
Wait, really?
Based on the wording of Broken Kill, it does stack on. So we'll see how it goes, right? But essentially,
basically it's on team-wide buff.
This is a 48 crit value buff to your entire team.
Holy.
To give an example of 48 crit value, if you have a 40 crit value gear in honkaistarrail, you are probably the top 0.0000001% of the player base to get a 40 crit value gear. And this light cone gives your entire team 48 crit value for 3 whole ass turns. Granted, you do need to let it charge back up again after the end of 3 turns, but because this thing lasts 3 turns, you're essentially gonna get back the Radiant Flame and cast this buff again, the 10% crit rate and 28% crit damage buff. So at a glance, this light cone is looking to be extremely synergistic with Sparkle. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if players want to run this with other supports, right? You could run this with
other supports.
Your Asta, your even Bronya. It might be possible because Bronya does skill with crit damage.
Bronya, definitely.
Skill point so I'm just saying this light cone, at a glance, it looks more universal than Ramei's light cone. And I think that is pretty much for sure. Because Ramei's light cone is definitely a lot more niche compared to this. So yeah, it looks really, really good. But before you guys go ahead and think, oh my god, this is like insane,
really
insane
good.
Insane icons. I want to raise a food for thought before we wrap up this video, which is
let's hear it.
Dance. I'm not sure if you guys have experienced the power of dance. Maybe not because
I hate to break it to you, Mr. Pokey. 10 months in, and I don't have S5 dance, only S1. So for me, I didn't pull better.
This is very, very noticeable if you guys are trying to go for very fast clears, like 0 cycles, 1 cycles. The power of dance is really, really, really good. You can feel it noticeably whenever you run into dance. But what if 2 dance? What if Sparkle also uses dance? And specifically Sparkle, because
dance is
revolves around
broken
based on the skill. And who else is great with Tingyun? Okay, you know what? That's a rhetorical. Everyone is great.
It's broken. Yo.
Okay, you know what?
Yo, you see that?
Everyone is great.
You see that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy thighs. Holy Tingyun. Holy snap neck.
Everyone is great with Tingyun. But that being said, a comp that works really, really well with Tingyun, theoretically speaking, Tingyun, Sparkle. Theoretically speaking, because one of the greatest issue with Tingyun, when you used to pair him with like Ramei doesn't really provide Tingyun the necessary speed buff he requires. He still needs to run speed boots. He's gonna taper off a little bit. You pair him with Asta is basically the
just use Jing Liu.
But in terms of buff, it is much lower than Ramei or Bronya. And then if you pair Jingyuan with Bronya, his Lightning Lord doesn't even gain Bronya's damage buff. But now with Sparkle, and Jingyuan isn't a very skill point intensive DPS. So now, potentially, with Jingyuan, could just...
I like Jingyuan as a character. I like him in lore, but in game, they have to fix the stack because, like everyone says, or most of the player base says, that Lightning Lord should strike once the 10 stack is full.
Just go
yeah.
all in damage, all in attack, all in crit, no speed, and you have the power of 2 duns plus Sparkle's action value power advance. And the best part is duo duns. It action value advances your entire team, and the more action value Sparkle gains, the more frequent she can cast her own skill, which means even if your Sparkle is not at 200 speed, it could be very possible to
very
do a
nerdy
3-turn
shit right here.
Sparkle rotation because of the power of 2 duns. That is basically food for thought. I'll let you guys really just food for thought. Just think about the impact of stacking on duns.
For sure.
Especially with Sparkle.
If I have another copy of duns, I would for sure save it.
And she just works so well with
you
But now that Sparkle is
save
in
it, guys.
our second action
just in case.
Manipulator.
How many light cones are busted?
So, food for thought for the villagers. And with that, we have come to the end of this episode of CN.
Wow.
And with that, we have come to the end of Pokkes Classroom featuring Sparkle's pre-release.
Well, guys.
If you guys want
well.
discussions, hop on over to
Nice.
Wow.
Make sure to go to his Discord, go follow on his Twitch. Yeah, go subscribe. I will link. I will link all his socials on the description below. So yeah. Well. Video's over. React Andy is over. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Sparkle on the preview? Will you pull for her? Because I know I will. I know I can win the 50-50. Okay? It is a promise. Because I can do it myself. So, subscribe. Okay? Leave a like, share the video around, and thank you guys for watching. If you found yourself way to the end, so I hope you have a great day, and I will go link Mr. Pokke's socials and the video that I reacted to down below in the description, so be sure to check him out. I love that guy. I love everything that he does. I've only known him for a bit, been watching him for a bit, so yeah, it's a great content creator. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye. Kuru 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 kuru.